Well, hello, and welcome. This is Julian with the Jewel Design, and I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday morning or afternoon, depending when you see this. So, it's been a week and a half. I'm so sorry. I did try to film a video for Tuesday, Wednesday, and, yeah, it didn't work out. I was very frustrated. Where did my ring go? Oh, no, yes. In the process, did I lose my ring? Oh, no. We were working on this wonderful tag idea, a ring tag journal, and I'm realizing I misplaced the ring itself. Oh no, because this one's too big. I do have a silver ring for it, but, well, like I really want to spend time with that. But anyway, on a ring, we started laying out this 9 tag journal ephemera. And we literally are lining up pre-made ephemera, designed in my digital kit, Cozy Winter, decorating it, flipping it over, and you get to write on the back, right? So each flip. And there's 3 sets of 3, and they've got a little bit bigger. These are the 2 sizes I have, right? So I decorated this up. I even put my stickles everywhere. So we got our glitters, again, back side, right? And then we're taking these really large tags that Lorette at Vintage Paper Girl had found in her stash, or was given some. I don't know. She gave me some to play with, and I thought, oh, wouldn't that make for a wonderful third for each set? And so I went ahead and we start collaging, start creating, little pockets and little bits of ephemera in it. It bends a little bit. And so, yeah, we collaged this, we decorated it, we started decorating our goodies, picking things and getting it worked out. And I pretty much filmed the whole hour and 6 minutes upside down. Yeah. So really frustrating when you start a project and you realize no matter what I did, couldn't get it together. Could not get the film. I could get the film to flip over, but I couldn't get any of the programs to actually save it. Once I rotated the video, for some reason that just threw all my programs into a tizzy. Every last one of them, and not one of them would save it, which was really, really a bummer. And so I tried. I was like, oh, I give up. So I thought I will just prep. We will get it going. But see, then we'll have this cute 9 tag ring journal, right? A little ring tag journal, or ephemera writing, whatever. But there'll be sets of 3, and so I'm gonna get them all decorated up, and I think they'll make for a really cute Christmas gift. And I love my Cozy Winter kit because it has a feel of at-home winter and decor, and all the little goodies that warm fires, ornaments, socks, but it has the outer Christmas and owls and snowflakes and warm cozy books and hot chocolate, and I don't know, it has all kinds of fun bits and pieces in it. Cozy knit sweaters, pine cones, I don't know, wood stacks, but it's definitely cozy, warm. Maybe it's post-Christmas, because now it's just what's your favorite decor left out, but it's a wonderful kit. Made it a couple years ago. Always am trying to work on it, and always. And I think I had the same problem last year, a couple years ago when I first started. Tried to make something with you guys, and I could not for the life of me get it to do its job. So I love the kit, but it may be a little camera shy, so we'll see. Because I want to do something fun with these large journal cards. I want to fold them because they're supposed to be instantly back. So you just fold them, glue them together, and you have a nice, thick journal card. But I'm wondering, because I didn't do these in the right orientation, if I could glue them back to back, maybe we can do some fun little piece. But my goal is to take all my ephemera that's been in the kit and make fun, smaller ephemera journaling concoctions with you guys. That's the goal, right? Fingers crossed. So today, gonna make an accordion journal, small one, about, was it 4 by something, and using the journal cards. So I have 6 of these cute little journal cards, and I believe there is a PDF called Cozy Woodland that has, I have 6 here, so it comes with 2 more with some other goodies, other cute sizes. And so anyway, it gives us 8 of these journal cards that aren't quite square, but they're not the typical, you know, horizontal, whatever. They are, that's upside down, but they are, let's see, 3 3/4 by 3 1/4, 3 1/8. About, yeah, 3 1/4. So 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. So I said they're almost squarish. They're just a little off. They're definitely different from the usual size that we do. And went ahead and took a piece of paper. Now, I know that I have 8 of these and I want to glue them down. You need about 16 plus score lines. I made them about 2/8 of an inch apart because I really only needed about 2/8 of an inch, which is about the border of this, depending on how your print to fit works, to glue them down into. So I'm not giving a whole lot. I'm just giving a little bit. The accordion effect gives us tabs to glue our pages or your sleeves or whatever onto to make either pocket pages, mini pages. In this case, everything's backed and ink, so everything has a writing space on the back of it. So I've done these where I've glued them back to back. I've done them where you flip them up and there's pockets on the bottom of the back of each page. I had a really cute one a couple years ago and it got ruined. It got water damage. I don't even know how it got any kind of liquid in the box, but I went to pull it out and it was a disaster. And I went, oh my gosh. I've had to throw quite a few things away lately, but oh well. So to do this, everything I want half an inch. I wanted to give a 1/2 inch flap on both sides to glue down. Okay, that we'll have to cover to hide it in. I debated on doing this with paper like this, but I only had 1 sheet of paper and I was like, well, I don't really want to waste ink. I don't feel like we can cover this with scraps, which I do have some scrap paper. What did I do with it? I do have some scrap paper if I really wanted to, and we have lace. So I could do the burgundy lace over it, a full piece, the green one if I really wanted to blend in, right? Or we have some scrap paper here that's probably just wet enough that when we're done, we can glue it down and hide our flap. That's what's going to secure and create our spine. So we're going to do that. And we're going to do each one of these. And I think we're going to try to use our double-sided sticky tape roll to both close the back side to create the tab and on the actual flap here to glue this down. So I may do it, you know, stick it and see. We don't want any excess sticky stuff, but this is the skinniest one I have. So it's not quite 2/8 of an inch. I think it's beyond that, but actually it says right at 2/8. So it's more like my folding job. Now, I went ahead and thought I could do this, and I marked what I thought was 2/8 of an inch here, and again on the bottom, and they're a little off. So when I scored them and all that, they're not a perfect, you know, every 2/8. So pick a width that works best for you, depending on what you're gluing down. So, but I did take a piece of paper. I folded it in half, so both the inside and the outside are both the pattern that I want. And I took the 4th tag that I had from the other project, cut it in half, because it happened to be just right, to where it's going to be our sort of foundation to our journal cover. Because we got a cat, love bug. So this way it shows that our cover is going to be a little bit bigger than this, so it'll hide everything and keep it all encompassed. So for this project, since these are 3 1/4 by 3 3/4, I went and did these at 4 by 3 1/2. So it should be about 1/4 of an inch both ways to sort of give us what we need to make sure that our cover actually, you know, goes beyond our pages. So, and the paper is actually a little wider than that, just barely. So we're going to have it to where it's going to be right here. We're going to glue a little bit out, put the other one in there the same way. But I need to make sure that we have enough space here for our spine to accommodate this. So let's glue this together and then see what kind of space we need here. And that's all I'm going to give us so that when we fold it, like we did with the tissue box cover, and, you know, using the fabric, we give enough of a spine to work with. So I don't think I'm going to do anything hard here. I think we're going to keep it as a soft thing, and let it be pretty flexible in that way. But, oh, sorry, my cat cannot decide what she wants to do. I think she went to go sleep somewhere and realized the blanket I had disappeared. Okay. So yeah, we're going to sort of work our way through, but we're going to construct something that's, you know, not super thick, but it's not super flimsy either. So we're going to work on that today. So it is a Saturday project. It can be a little bit longer, but hopefully, fingers all crossed. I'm going to double check. Yes, the number is in the right direction. I guess I must have tilted, trying to get my placement, and I must have tilted it just right, and it changed its orientation, and I didn't catch it. Because on my screen, it looks fine. It's not until you're done that you realize your whole video was upside down. Yeah, that was a bummer. So I have inked this a little bit to give it, in case we can see anything, I've inked it with both the vintage and the hickory smoked, because everything here is either hickory smoked on one side, definitely vintage on the other, because the back side is sort of a fun creamy color. But where I could, I try to put the, you know, smoked in place. So we'll see. So I hope you're all doing really, really well. So we're going to, on the back side here, because you do need to close up your tabs, right? So I'm going to try. Now, this is where if it doesn't work in my favor, well, it might. I just didn't feel like gluing everything today. And I thought, well, what if I bought all this stuff for instant, like, for our, we all wanted to make way back when, feels like forever ago, like glitter washi tape, right? You put it down, you took it off, you sprinkle glitter all over it. So I'm pretty much just putting tape on every other fold, not very consistently, I see, but you know, it is the right width. I just have to get it within the folds well enough that this will close it up so we can get those tabs that we need. But yeah, I just tried to put new press-on nails on my fingers. My nails are just, not doing well. Got through the Halloween okay, but that was starting to bug me, and I was like, well, my nails are so damaged. I've got to figure out how to get them undamaged. I got to get through the holiday season. Sorry, my voice just went. Have my coffee here. They're such a mess right now, so I'm like, well, we'll see. Especially with the marching season and all my equipment, and I'm hoping these nails will make it through this weekend. So today, while you guys are watching this, we are in Fresno, California, in the valley there, and we are in our championship competition. We scored pretty much in the middle of the pack to start off tonight, or start off the day, and so we performed mid-afternoon, not too bad. So it's not, you know, we didn't have to be out of town in the crack of dawn. Still early enough to make sure that we had plenty of time, because buses have to go over certain grades, and that is sometimes temperamental when you have fun. You know, you never know if it's going to make it over. So hopefully we have really good buses for today. But yeah, I don't know. I think we get in the top 5, we get to go back. So hold on, I'm gonna make sure now. We're gonna fold it, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm got the right concept going here. Yeah, I'm a little close on the fold, so it's gonna make a difference. But I think I need to do that to close that last one up, right? Yes. Okay. I always worry, like I'm like, make sure I didn't under or over. So I'm a little close to my folds, I noticed. So it's a little tight, but once I take the, I think, sticker paper off, it won't be so bad. So yeah, we're at our last competition. We start out, we get to perform about the middle of the pack, which means we're about, our scores are about in the middle of the pack. We are performing against a lot of schools that we haven't seen. For whatever reason, I mean, it all varies. People can perform on off all season, but then championships may feel too far away. Distance-wise, they're not possible. They're content with their regional scores, and they're fine ending it there. I don't know. It all varies, but I guess we can, so we try to go for it. It's a great experience for the kids to see what it feels like to, you know, compete at that level. All right, so there's our first one. Ta-da! There's your tab. Okay. And look at that. I just take off the sticker, squish it down, and I'm all done. And I don't have sticky fingers. Yeah. That was the tags I was working on. My fingers were just so, I didn't have any nails on or anything. But I was, you know, gonna have to redo things, and they were such a mess. So I am just trying to go back to the folds, make sure it looks like everything's good. if we keep doing this, it should just keep piling up, right? It should just be back to back to back and give us what we're looking for. Gosh, I hope. Otherwise, I suppose this is what you're supposed to be doing, but sometimes you have brain farts, and who knows? You're like, well, I thought I was doing this correctly. You watch people do it all the time, and then you go do it yourself, and you're like, what did I do wrong? What did I do? But for the most part, I'm never perfect on this, no matter how hard I try. So it is operator error. I try to use my scoreboard, but it's not like you have 2/8 of an inch on your scoreboard. So, that's why I made the marks and try to line up the top and bottom mark within the score groove. Used my littlest tool so that I could, without puncturing anything. But yeah, okay. I was like, what is that? Don't turn my computer, yeah, whatever you do, don't turn the TV off. Or turn my TV off. Yeah, don't turn the TV off. Don't turn the YouTube video off, that'd be bad. Come on. There we go. But hopefully you're all doing well. Hopefully your weather is holding out, or is at least manageable so you can enjoy it, right? So truthfully, it's right here, and it is tight. I guess it's supposed to be that way, right? I mean, really. You don't know. I'm a little worried. Like, I'm a little worried. Which is why we're doing that soft middle, so that I think it can give me the movement that we need. But I don't know whether to glue. See, it's very, so that's your whole spine. That's all we need is pretty much about 1 inch for a spine, because I have 1/2 inch on both sides and a little bit in the middle. So really, I just want to glue this in, score it a little bit, put it right to the side of the score, and then, same thing, just glue this. As you can see, it's temperamental. I'm not doing exactly, but, we know that this card is just going to go right inside it. So there's room, a little bit of a buffer. And really with that, yeah, I can either, I didn't think about that. I don't know whether to cover it with that or to cover it with lace. I really want to put lace on the spine on the outside for sure, if it'll let me. We'll see, but we'll try to get that far. This is something to do. Now, so the next part is this. The fun part. So I'm wondering if, do we put it here and then I think just line it up and press it down? I think. I don't know whether to put more glue on this one or the other way around. I think it'd be easier because I know this is a little smaller though. I think I went a little, I'm pretty darn close. Okay. You have to make sure that you're putting it in here. Haha. I wish we could like tape it down so it wouldn't move, but bouncy. Yeah, glue is always going to be on for this one because of how we're using it. And that's the other reason why I did sort of ink this a little bit, because I know that we were going to see one side of everything. I didn't quite get enough, but there's enough options. Let's see if there's one side more inked than the other. Yeah, there definitely is. I think this, well, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, let's see if I can do this without messing up. Let's just do the left side of each one of these cards. I realize I got to the bottom of each card here, because I am not, and we're going to go as tight as we can to the edge of the card, because we're not going to have a lot of wiggle room. And if I get the tape too far up, it's not going to stick where it needs to stick. So we want to make sure that, let's see, nope, this way. We'll do it back that way. I had them sort of in order of color so that the pattern of the card, the border of the card and stuff like that sort of varied. So we didn't have like all white, all blue, all green, whatever, all together. Because there's only a few burgundy and a few blue. So I wanted to make sure that we are, I don't know, varied within your thing. And it goes well, right? But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe Thanksgiving is Thursday. Oh my gosh. So the kids are, well, one is, the youngest, has her competition today. If I think we hit the top 5, we go back tomorrow. fingers crossed on both ways. I am like, I don't know, guys. You've come in second, you've come in fourth, you've come in third, you've come in seventh, just depending on the size of a competition. But our color guard actually came in third on this last one. That by themselves, color guard came in third. And if we had just nailed a few things, if we had done a little bit better on a couple items, our color guard, I guess, could have hit second, and maybe we would have hit top 6. And that would have been cool, too. So, we'll see. They all have to lock it in. This is it. This is the last hurrah. They need to give it their all. They need to just go, go, go for it. And if they do, I think it says top 5, get to go back tomorrow. I'm like, oh. So, we drive home, have them get straight to bed, have them rest up, and turn around and go back. And so, according to our score, of course, determines when we have to be back tomorrow. That's a lot. Oh my gosh, it's like parts of me really wants them to do so well that they have to go back tomorrow, and parts of me as mom wants to be like, I don't want to go back tomorrow. Because we have to, I'm pit crew, I'm food crew, like we have to all of a sudden throw food together for these guys depending on when they perform and what time awards are, and we have today, but I don't know what the contingency plan is for tomorrow. I'm like, oh my gosh. We'll throw it together, but yeah, I have to be there. And she's like, well, I guess you could stay home. I said, really? You want me to stay home if you go back tomorrow? And she's like, no. And I'm like, that's what I thought. Of course you don't. Oh, jeez. Of course, today I had my oldest, and we went and picked up her boyfriend. So he came and kept, he's coming to keep her company so she can watch all of the category for me, because I can't, I don't have time to watch. And if I get in a moment to watch anything, at least I have someone to go sit with. But she's, she gets to have someone keep her company, and they get to watch stuff. And then I told him, well, if you come hang out with my daughter, I'll pay for your ticket and I'll bring you home. So your mom doesn't have to go all the way to Fresno to bring you home for the holiday week. So that, of course, made him happy on two accounts, because he gets to hang out with his girlfriend, and, poor mom doesn't have to drive over there for whatever. But I was like, well, I may have to go back one way or another, right? Okay, so we got them all down. Let's cross our fingers. Right. And we're just going to try to line it up on the crevice, as even as we can, and hope for the best. Oh, it worked. It's working. It's working. For the most part. Operator error. I don't know. Yeah, it's a little off here, but it is what it is. But so then it just flips over and we start the next one. So my hope is that when we're all done, this thing is going to lay like it's supposed to. Oh my goodness, that's always my fun part. It's like, does it do what it's supposed to do? I love making these. I went for a phase. That's all I wanted to do. And when this kit came out, I had made a few. I didn't do them this way. I did it the other way. I made it more of a flip-up matchbook type concept. And I said I put pockets on the back, and I put I think every other had like a pocket on it, and it was really cute. And I made a couple of them. I gave one or two away as gift Christmas. Ooh, eek. Ugh, and one's down. That is down. All right. Well, yeah, there's definitely operator error. I thought they're flat, and they're not, and they're all over the board. We might, in the end, I may decide to trim everything very square and then re-ink, which I'll hate to do because, yeah, that might be my only issue. Even though, because I know that the folds are a little off, and as much as I'd like to think they're straight, they may not be. So I'm going along this, I have to go along the fold, because if I don't, they will not, what's the word? Let me see if I can do this the other way. Let's see if we can do it where maybe I can fix it. Maybe we can do one, and I just have to maybe morph one of them. Let's see if we can line that up. So I'm lining it up with the card behind it and then bringing the tab over. So at least if nothing else, they're all together. And then we can adjust the thing accordingly. But that one is definitely off. Bummer. We'll see. Yes, it is definitely operator error. And it is, can I tell? Yeah, I can't tell on that one, the graphics on whether, I think it goes this way, and I put it on backwards, but I couldn't for the life of me decide, so we're going that way with it. This one is not going in the shop. This is mine to make up for the one that I lost. Well, this one is definitely my makeup one, but it's an idea, right? So when you have a lot of journal cards in a kit, or you have an eclectic set of them, I think this is a great way to use them up, especially if you've made sure you had print them, printed on the back, ink them. You can stencil them, whatever, just to make it a funner experience to write on. But I think they're a great little way to use up ephemera, especially in our printed kits. I think we use our journal cards a lot. Is what the one thing we stick into everything, right? We put it in every pocket and every tuck. But sometimes we don't want to make a full... My biggest thing is I didn't want to make a full journal. I'll hold off. I love this cozy kit, but I didn't have any pages printed. So I didn't mind printing a few of the background pages, because we do have some great... what's the word? Pattern papers in this kit. I'll show you. Oh, you see the green one that I'm using. And then there's the, there's this cutie that, you know, rotates in all directions. They have some of the cozy items in it with the trees in the background and books. And so what this kit started with many years ago was my Porch Prints did a book lovers journal kit. And it was in the teals and the burgundies, and it was books, and it was absolutely gorgeous, but it got me thinking. And about the same time I bought it for myself, we were coming across to, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and winter. So I wanted to take the same colors, the blues, the teals, the evergreen, the burgundies, and have a very cozy feel. So we had the cups, we had the socks, we had the books, the presents, the trees, the evergreen, the snowflakes, the plaid, the fireplaces, the owls, you know, little indoor, little outdoor. And so these are some of the background pages that were in the kit, along with the big green one that we're using. Cable knit, sweater, pattern type deal that we created. And so, you know, really loved it. And so, yeah, her color scheme really set something off. And I was like, oh my gosh, wouldn't that be great as, you know. So I already had the pink and white balls from the shabby Christmas at Home feel. So I just tweaked it a little bit to make that color, you know, color bit work. And away we went. And oh my gosh, I did not make enough tabs. I didn't. I thought I did. Or do I have more than I realize? Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I have more tabs than I realized, or more cards than I realized. That's my bad. So it's 6 and 6, or 6 and 4 is what I have in the kit. Oh, okay then. Hold on. Last one. Let's see. I mean, I could put them on the inside, but I want to do that. 1, 2, 3 is blue. 4, we got the green, or the gray. Like I said, I have all 4. I have light, dark, blue, and burgundy. But I'm wondering if I either want to do... Oh, let's see, it's one of those. I want a clear one. I think I want my houses. I love these little guys. They remind me of the block houses, the wood block houses we had in the 90s. Both my grandmothers would paint these. Crackled, colored, little flower dotted things, when painting in the 90s was a huge deal. Late 80s, early 90s. And so I saw the graphic and I put it on the mantle and I put it with the garland and stuff, but it so reminds me of... I actually have one for spring that's pink and floral, like green flowers and ivy on it and stuff. And I think my dad's mom painted it. I think I got it from her house. I don't know of a lot of things. But both my grandmothers did them, and it's hilarious. My mom probably even had them at one point. But they were that was the French country look, in the blue and the mauves and the... it was great. But anyway, it reminds me of that, and I love it. I got the books, the socks, more books. If I'd known that, I would have put that one in there. Oh, bummer. Okay, the wool, the snowman, the cable. Yep, we're going to do that as our last one. Okay, well, I seem to be having quite a little bit of extra, so we're going to have some fun, because those pieces then, depending on what I do with this big one, I might need some little bits of ephemera, right? All right. I was like, no, I thought I did. So I pretty much had 2 score marks for every card I needed. So if I realized I had 10, I needed to add 4 more score marks, and I would have had 2 more tabs. So for 2 scores for every tab, I think, because you have to have 1, 2. Well, this is only 3 because it's the end, but 1, 2, 1, 2, so you can glue them together. So almost. Now those do have stickers on the back So that'll get an interesting thing, but that's okay. I'm going along. I didn't think I had to count it when I was doing it. I forgot that the, now I could, on those last two, back a couple of these back to back if I really wanted to. When we're done, if I really wanted them in here, I could put the burgundy one back here so it was back to back for the front cover if I wanted. And the other one is white, and I could do that to the back of this one. I mean, I could do that to the first and last one are back-to-back journal cards, and then the rest are writing. That is a possibility too. I just have to add more stickers. So we'll see. Let's get it glued in, see how we're doing, and then I can make that decision because there's only so much you can do. So it definitely opens up nicely. All right. So yeah, I think we're correct. We have that little over, you know, with the middle. So let's see. We are looking at, yeah, I need 1 and 2/8. So even if I gave it, I'm thinking if I did 1 and 3/8, 1 and 3/8 gives me a little bit of that border that I need. So 1 and 3/8, people, 1 and 3/8. Let's write that down. So I do not remember. I don't forget. So when I go to measure this out, I need 1 and 3/8 spacing for my spine, so that we do not get it too tight. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Now, any kind of, if you had press board, you had thick cardstock, whatever you have, especially if you have, it can be package paper, I mean, any kind of packaging, any kind of cardboard you have, any kind of press board you have. I probably could have used that, but I hate to cut it up. This is really, it's for Create Today. What was this for? Invest in You. Something we kept buying. It's a box, and I think it's going to be a fun piece. I collect these things. I love finding random pieces of packaging and seeing what I can create out of it, but then I never get to it. Okay, so we're going to glue this up against the line, but we're going to give a little bit of a space because I want to seal it around best I can, so that, you know, we're, how do I want to do this? And it's not perfect. I do notice that my cutting is not perfect in any sense of the word. We know this. I guess I could go get something to make this better, but I notice when I lean it up against the line. There we go, much better. I think we're just going to do fabric tack. We're going to make it, if I get to work. But hopefully the weather's treating everybody nicely, or at least you're like able to be somewhere where, you know, you're warm, you're cozy, it's all good. I don't know. Yeah, we got rain on Thursday. We got rain Monday, Tuesday, Monday. Heavy, lots of rain, I think. Well, we got lots of rain on Saturday. I think we got more on Monday. Nothing Tuesday, Wednesday, but then, yeah, we woke up to rain on Thursday. And then it's quiet, so we'll see. We'll see when I don't think it's till after Thanksgiving do we here in my neck of the woods, we'll see any more rain, which is fine because I need to get to the tree farm without getting wet, and I need us to get through our lights on parade without getting, you know, super wet. And I just realized we are cutting some of this off, so I have some paper here also to help us with that spine. So I have a couple different spots where we can. Now this one is nice though because it's deckled already on two ends, but it is weirdly, I think, also scored. So I could clean it up and deckle it and give us what we need, but all right, so there's that. Now let's do the measurement, and like we see her do, or like I see my lady do. Of course I have to put glue on it, and then I have to redo it, but maybe I can make a mark so I know what I'm doing here. Ha ha. Pencil, pencil, pencil. Okay. 1 and 3/8 I said, right? 1, 2, 3, which is the 27. I just want a little bit of a line to work on so I know where to put the next piece. And if this is all right, all correct, it will sit nicely in between. And I want to make sure we have some spaces to help it. You know, we can score it, and it will act like any other book. It almost feels like too much, but I don't think it is. Because I want to fold this up and have room and not push into that. So if I'm doing it right, I always say if I'm doing it right, and I cross my fingers. Let's make sure this one, if it's there, lines up okay. Is it the same? Now, of course, once it's folded, I can always check. I haven't cut any of this differently. We just need to cut this pretty similar once it's sealed. as far as I can tell. I don't know. Let's see if that's where it needs to be. I just want to make sure that it is, for sure, covered up underneath. So I am going to take a smidge off one side or another, just to make sure we come up just underneath the paper. What I don't want to do is be caught and like, yeah, I really want to make sure that when we seal this closed, it doesn't pucker too much, because you are going to see, this is nice and folded. We're not this. I could do though. Duh. Well, I could fold this up and then, I'm thinking. I just hate to have that open edge on it personally. So if I glue this down, I could fold it up, and I was thinking terribly. I wanted to use, it's a little different of a green, but I love it. It's the evergreen. I wanted to use some of this beautiful evergreen eyelet as a pocket. It is a huge pocket though. Now I can cut that down. I can cut some of this off and gives me this beautiful, I love how it's, even though it's like they cut it where this sewed in, they cut right above it to make it. So you have a scalp, and we can use that scalp elsewhere. So I think I'll fold it up. We get a nice clean edge, and we can put a pocket to hide the fact that this folds up. I'm so happy. And then maybe we can get those 2 journal cards to fit inside. Maybe we can do that. Okay. All right. I'm feeling better. Okay. Let's get this glued down. I know my daughter, just been using my fabric tack, which was great because I had a bottle that was sort of been sitting here, and I'm like, we need to use it up. She's been using their favorite energy drinks. One of her good friends, who they've been through the ranks with Color Guard for, this will be their 3rd year together now. And her birthday's coming up after the holidays, and she has 2 flavors that she loves that are in blue and pink. And blue and pink cans, which we keep bottle tops and everything else, so it's nothing new. But anyway, she kept 2 of the cans, 2 or 3 of the cans. And I do an Irish cream coffee that has a green can, especially on their championships. It's like my superstition, I guess. No, it's not really my superstition, but I just feel like, you know, I don't know, it's my afternoon thing, whether we're driving in the afternoon or whether, yeah, it's not sticking where I want it to. It's an afternoon pick-me-up, or it's at lunch, whatever the deal is. It's to get me through, because I know we aren't getting home till 9, somewhere between 9 and 11. I need to make sure I stay awake. So I need my afternoon kick. So anyway, my can's green. And so she is making blue and pink petals and green leaves with aluminum cans. And then we're using the fabric tack to glue it all together. And so she's making this cute flower, all made out of the aluminum can. It even has a tiny little secondary one, and we're using, you know, a green bean can, and I have all kinds of rock left over from our fish tank, and so we're totally making her a cute little, you know, flower or whatever for the girl's birthday. So she's been, like I said, she's been using my fabric tack quite a bit lately, which is fine. I'm okay with that, because like I said, I thought I was running low, and I was running low on 1 bottle, went to buy a new one, and when I bought it, for some reason I went to look down and realized I had, already bought 2 bottles. So I am totally set, guys. So we're going to go down the middle here, because we do want some, I feel like it does need to be reinforced somewhat. I don't know if I need all of it. I guess we could, just to make sure it doesn't buckle weirdly. I'm hoping. So yeah, but it's sort of nice. I was like, okay, cool. We're sort of using up a bottle that I didn't need. Plus, keeps this one full while I'm at it, right? Might as well. But it's cute. I love when she gets all crafty, and then she's like, "What do I do, Mom? I need to put it in a pot, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, wait, we just had canned green beans. And so I'm like, I can clean it out real good. And I have plenty of paper. I've got a paper that's sort of like blues and greens and black, and it's actually really pretty. So she's a little, the girlfriend's a little emo, as like I guess they would call her. I don't know. I don't think she's that emo, but gorgeous black hair, and she puts beautiful blue highlights in it, and it's like, ugh. But it's like her signature thing, right? So, okay, now we do want to cut off the edge, and this is sealed on this end, so it's a little bit of a dip. Now, once it's all in, I might, and I hate to. Now, this is the only end right now. Both ends are going to be raw and open, and I'm a little bummed about that. But I didn't think about that till right now. Now, if I really wanted to, lace could be wrapped around it. I know we're doing the pocket on the inside, but no one says we couldn't put lace on the edges if we felt that we needed to round something. But it's okay. There's all kinds of fun ways to just make the most of and make your own little whatever. So I'm feeling like we need to be right outside that line. I don't know if that line is straight, but we're going to give it a shot. So I am going to fold it though a little bit so I see exactly where that is, so I know what to cut outside of. Because I want to make sure that we have a nice, yeah, I guess we're cutting on that one. So I don't really want that crease there now, but that's all right. Let's see what happens, right? There we go. Get some more glue in there. So see, you have plenty more pieces of paper to cover up our inside. And then yeah, our eyelet, the cotton eyelet trim, it's gorgeous. I have a orangey, I thought it was going to be a little bit more burnt orange. It happens to be more of a caramel color, which is fine in its own right. And so it's really pretty, but I thought it'd be great for fall and any kind of grungy botanical thing later. And then we had this evergreen, and it's just like, I had so much fun in, it was late August, early September. I was finding fall colors, and I was finding winter colors. It's like where we have the, you know, we have the evergreen, emerald, and the cranberry lace that we're using today, and all of it's in the shop. So if you're new to me, you came across me, yeah, I say Jewel Design, which is my digital side, and then my own personal crafter. But we're also, me and my mom, Loretta at Vintage Paper Girl, design journal and supplies. So we are handmade journals, handmade ephemera, and the supplies you need to make yours. So instead of having to buy things extremely expensive overseas, weird companies that we don't always trust, and in smaller quantities, right? You don't have to buy 50, 100 of something and you're stuck with one color or one style. You know, you have varieties. We try to give you a variety of things when we do stuff so that, you know, you can have different colors and different sizes and different patterns, and you didn't have to buy 100 of everything to do it. So, or 200 or 1,000 sometimes. Some things we buy in quite a quantity, but then it gives us more opportunities to give you guys, you know, just the right quantity that you can play with, work with, and test out as we do projects, and you get to follow along. So, you know. Oh, okay. I was like, I am going back with the glitter glue just because you know, it's small, it's skinny, I have a little bit more control. I have a feeling we're going to be covering this with lace. I don't see me keeping this way, trying to keep it closed. And all the glue that's going to require to do so doesn't seem like a good thing right now. All right, so there we go. So we're going to get this glued in. So you get to see the construction of it. I'm so stoked. We'll even try to get, once we have the spine in place, then we'll know what to cut the pockets. So now the questionable thing is, I guess, I'm trying to find the spot. Trying to see where, I don't know whether to do it first or after. It's not super thick, so of course I'm using my fingernails right now because it's the easiest way for me to find the, there we go, maybe. I'm hoping there's one. The easiest way for me to find is this with my fingernails. It's the only way to, there we go. And I'm trying to fold it to where it looks like it stays lined up. All right, so that is our, ta-da, there's our cover. All right, and it is soft. I'm hoping that's going to be a good thing. It's going to give us what we need. Let's make sure we don't do it upside down. Well, now it's gluing this right in the middle. Ta-da, see? Yeah. Okay. And then we can use the paper to blend it in, so you really can't see it. And then if we put our pocket here, right, it's not the end of the world. I was going to put lace there too, but I think if we're putting lace on the end and we got the eyelet pocket here, let's not overdo it, because I was just going to cover it with burgundy lace, but I think we have a better solution here. I think we do. Okay, So I don't think I'm going to do too much down that part. I don't know how much we really need on the accordion spine itself. We may want some flexibility there. So I don't think I want to do that. I know when you do, yeah, when you do books, you do put that mesh down the spine where all the pages connect, and you glue all that, you know, glue all that down. But we'll put a little on the ends, I guess. I don't know. They really don't touch, so I don't really feel like I'm going to try to shove a bunch in there. So we are going to... Yeah, well, why not? We're going to run with it. We're going to run with it. There we go. I'm pressing. I'm going. But I think they make, these just make fun, cute little holiday gifts. They make, you know, great little happy mails. It's a good way to use up, you know, your ephemera, especially if you have an eclectic set. So there's plenty there. That is sort of a weird thing, but I don't know. I mean, the only difference was if I could have done it correctly and consistently, the tabs would be a little flatter. I've never been able to accomplish that. So hopefully if you can get the scores evenly, straight, folded, you have that capability. You have that possibility. Now, yes, most of them are pretty straight. And then I have my front one that's all wonky, but that's okay. All right, so let's get, I know it's already inked and it's sort of whatever. I'm thinking about cutting it down the middle with the with the deckled edge, and see if this one is really our best bet, because it's not that tall. I don't feel like I have to get into too much. One of those, just clean it up a little bit and see what we get. All right. I need, what did I say? Yeah, it's a little hard to do because I don't have an exact measurement. I need, oh, this will be a good thing, pencil. What we said, it's a 1/2 inch, right? So, sorry, I'm off camera. I'm so sorry. Yeah, this is literally a 1 inch piece, and I could mark it at the 1/2 mark, but I think it's going to come up short, because if I do this right, I mean, it's barely going to cover it. No. Are these any wider? These are wider, so this is probably what we want to do. Okay, so nope, we won't use that one. But I only need them right on that fold mark, actually. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to deckle it, because these are about the right, this is the right width. So if I do a deckle all the way around, then I'll make it a little shorter, but not by much, if I'm very careful with it. Now, I have a tendency of liking to go off my bottom. That sounds funny. My bottom measurement down here, because it deckles all the way to the bottom. And the top, he has a slight flat, I lost the green piece of paper. He has a slightly flatter piece up here that's not as ripped. And so it's definitely different. So I have a tendency of liking to cut off the bottom and pressing up against that ridge. So that I have a, sorry, it's getting dull. I'm gonna have to figure out how to probably foil like everything else. I don't know. It's too small, and on your, if you don't cut enough off, it fine, whatever, that'll do what it's doing. It doesn't quite do enough, so I guess we can cut a little more off, but I've got to be careful. You want to be careful. You want this tiny little edge. I'm like, I always want a little off, but it doesn't mean it's always going to cut for you. Then I have to just do it harder. I just have to, like, go for it. All right, and then down the middle, and this should give us a nice, there we go, hopefully cover for, our deal. And look, we have an accordion. Probably not perfect. I'm missing a step probably somewhere. I've just got this odd feeling. I don't think I usually give it that much. I probably could have gotten away with maybe only, you know, 1/4 of an inch. That was 2/8, so they're another 2/8 or 1/4, but I wanted to make sure I had plenty to glue down to. So I have a lot of space, which is fine, because we put pockets here. It means I could stuff the pockets and it would not be, I'm definitely going to have to clip it closed. It just means we have some room to play with. We could glue this side down and make it a top pocket front and back. We have the the pockets that we're making here. So we can find ways to sort of thicken this up a little bit if we really felt that it was just not, you know, enough. So we put this here, really tight up against it. I do need a little, I feel like I need a little bit of inking here. It does give it a little bit of a shadow, like a nice, more of a highlight than a, like, instead of distressing it and making it a darker shadow, this does go lighter, technically, which is okay. More of a highlight or an inner glow than that, you know, shadow or distressed feel. Okay, so I'm going to decide, do I want to go more inward? Maybe. Yeah, okay. We'll just work it. Now it is going to creep over that fold, so we're going to have to refold it a little bit. That's okay too. Getting glue everywhere. Thank goodness for the glue pad. All right, let's do that. So pretty much trying to make it a hidden spine by covering as much as we can and just sort of blending it in and reinforcing it so it doesn't pop off. All right. Ta-da! Pretty matchy-matchy. You're not gonna be able to tell as much, you know, as we keep going. Yeah, I'm hearing things move. Like, oh, hopefully, right? We don't go too crazy. But probably more cards you put in there. And I would definitely suggest, yeah, a slightly smaller flap or tab to adhere it to. And I think it'd be a little better off. But I mean, all those little things, it all makes a slight difference. So the tabs are that small, then probably, yeah, I would go a little smaller on my flap, but that's okay. All right, now, oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, okay, so we need to fold, and I'm gonna have to reinforce that a little bit because I see that I did not get enough glue on that one, and it's too, what's the word? It's so wet. Press and hold. Everything's a little cold, so sometimes the glue does not stick right away. We get excited and we jump the gun. There we go. I see where this one, at least I felt the fold pretty easy. And yeah, that worked much better. Okay. I mean, that's the other thing. I guess I could have just kept it to the basic, but I feel having it overlap just makes it a little bit more well, not seamless, but it definitely has a little bit more coverage. So we know that for sure that everything's good to go. Okay. So there's that. Now, so with that idea, a couple different things. I think we are going to use these. We're just going to do a 3-part pocket. So this is the top, so let's not put anything on that one, but we're going to go glue on the other 2 sides. And or not glue, but my sticker. You can't overlap them unless you take the backing off. But we can do it as a 3-part sort of quilt type thing, and it will work. But sometimes it's nice not to. I know I have a lot of a couple ladies that I watch that they use all double-sided tape. This is all they do. And, you know, they do a cute fold thing, I guess, and then, you know, put it in place and then pull the tabs off, but I don't know. I don't think I could do that any better than anything else. Like, I don't think I could go any better with that. But, so this way it covers the tab. It definitely hides the tab. Now what, we're going to put it in there, and I think we're just going to cut off whatever overlaps. Right? Like, oh, forget it. See if we can fix this without a massive amount of whatever. There we go. It's sticky. And I hope you all do really well. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Depends when you see this. A little extra love and warm thoughts would be great. That they do really, really well. That they continue to improve their numbers or scores or placement. But, you know, I don't know. doesn't have to be perfect. They just have to give it their all, and you know, that's all we can hope for. They just feel like they come home doing well. You know, I mean, I know coming almost, you know, almost making it, coming in one shy of returning, I know sometimes is really hard, but I don't want them to bomb either. So it's like that weird spot, right? I don't want them to be like, oh my gosh, we almost made it. Like, we were one shy of going back for championships. And yeah, that's never, I don't know. It's sort of hard when you're like, we almost made it, you know. I don't know how we've done in the past. I haven't asked to see, well, how we've done in the past. How have we done in the past? How close have we come? Because I don't remember us going back. I didn't get the impression that we went back last year for the second day. So I don't think we've gotten that close. I don't think we've gotten there yet, but okay, so there's that, and that gives us our pocket, right? So we can put something little like this. Now these are going elsewhere, but I have these cute little guys, right? That would fit inside, tab them, make cute little things, but you could put little stuff in them. And so whether it's memorabilia, little pieces of paper, little journal cards, we have that. Okay, so then let's do the same in the back. So that gives us more. Oh, there's a lot going on there. There's a little bit of a pull. But I gotta do a little bit more gluing, I see. Okay, so again, this is the top, so not do that. But here we go. We have an accordion, little accordion journal, and accordion journal card journal. Little memory thing. You could put little bitty photos in it, especially depending on who you're giving it to, if you're able to. Maybe you could take small photos, or take photos and print them smaller. You know, instead of 4x6, they're 3x2. And you could glue cute, you know, favorite memories, cute photos. You know, get crafty with things, maybe all your favorite places you've been together. I don't know, make it keepsakey. You know, whether you do this in an everyday theme, whether you do this in a holiday theme, it's fun to do Christmas ideas, Christmas gifts, but they don't have to be Christmas or winter or anything else. So I said, if you have a hoard of journal cards left over somewhere and you have a lot of them, this is a great way to use them up, because yeah, now you're not, you know, get my fingers out of there. Nope, couldn't do that one either. Cheese and crackers. All right, well, at least we have a theme. I'm like, at least I have a theme. Goodness gracious. I tried to line them up, but it's cute because they're, whoops, let's not go into it. Ugh. The only downside of doing this after the fact is that now I'm limited in my spacing to cut things. So, well, yeah, that's right. That's what ink's for. We'll touch it up. We'll fix it up. It's fine. You only have to cut one. You just have to decide whether you're matching it front or back. But whatever's overlapping is what you have to cut off. So, you know, like this one needs to be cut. Like, ow. Oh, my word. Well, where did my card go? There we go. But the rest, you know, it's... But yes, it is about perfection. It is about if you can get certain things done just right. The right lines, the right scoring, and the right measurements, top and bottom. Even though I tried really hard, I measured top and bottom. Like I said, you know, our scoreboards don't have, you know, things like 2/8 of an inch. Or I'm moving it along and hoping, you know, my marks are doing their job. I didn't cut this one too much, so I don't need to do too much inking of this side. It has a burgundy distress, so I like using that. So, all right, so now we have, if I did this all right and didn't screw anything else up, there we go. We have another pocket. Yay, so we got to use all my cards, all 10 cards. 8 tabs, right? 8 pages. Front pocket, 6 pages of journal card ephemera. I mean, journal card page, you know, journal pages. It is a tabbed in type spine, nice and soft. So I definitely want to put lace here. I definitely want to put the burgundy lace right there. I think this would be really pretty. And you know, it's a no-sew. This is just put in glue and do this. And then if I have anything left over, something pretty, because it doesn't really get folded. So that's a nice part. You know, it's not something that's going to get folded back or anything weird. It does stay flat here no matter what we do. Usually we do soft when we want the book to sort of fold backwards, but in this case it's just so that we have that flexibility. But this is that cranberry stretch lace. It's about an inch and a quarter. If I do this correctly. Yeah, it's just shy of an inch, or just around at the 1 inch mark. 1 inch stretch lace. That's a beautiful floral. And it's in the cranberry. And it's in an evergreen. I think I called it evergreen. Reminds me of evergreen. Because it is a little bit more green than blue-green. Well, I mean, it's a blue-green, but it's not a dark teal. And this is even more. I could have called this emerald for all I know, or vice versa. Maybe that one's emerald and this is evergreen. I don't know, but one's an eyelet and one's a stretch lace. Soft stretch lace. So, you do what you do. I'm thinking, depending on the glue here, let's see if we can do a little bit of a... I hope you enjoy this cute little weekend craft. Give you some ideas to use up some ephemera as you're going through all these kits and you're using all this stuff and doing all your holiday stuff. If you have some things left over, little things are always possible. I think there's always a little project somewhere of it possible, right? So I don't think there's ever not something going on that we can go, ooh, how can I use that up? Because sometimes the last thing you want is just a few pieces left of a piece of ephemera from a kit. It's like, oh, did I really just have a little left? Okay, so I might glue it down around a little bit. Now, let's see if we can get our pockets in, and then I think I'll let you guys go. We'll have to decide on another video, maybe when we're, I don't know. It was supposed to be 2 videos. One on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then it was supposed to be today. And, well, I was hoping for Tuesday, Thursday, but Tuesday was getting late, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just do this project on Saturday, and this will be fine. And so we do have the tags still to work on, and I feel we have decorating of the cover, and so I don't know, maybe we'll do some ephemera decorating Tuesday, Wednesday. I know Thanksgiving is coming up, so there will not be a lot of videos. This upcoming week definitely will not. I'm so sorry you only had the one this week, but I will try to get one in for maybe Tuesday that has some decorating of these guys, these little projects, or to finish up some of these projects and see how they're doing. Oh, that one actually got in there. Whoops. That's why I was having problems. It actually, I actually got it down too far. But there is no way of fixing that, I don't think. Nope. I was like, why don't you, like, close? It's because you are in there. Yeah, and then, you know, I don't see us because Thursday's Thanksgiving, and we are in full Christmas mode with parades and decorating and trees and practice, and I don't think I have 2 seconds. I have a Friendsgiving going on here for her color guard. She wanted to do a social, so it's not a lot of kids. At least I don't have everybody. I could have like 20 kids, and I don't have room for 20 kids. So luckily, being Thanksgiving, I'm getting maybe half a dozen. I'm like, okay, only those who have really know where to go or are keeping plans local get to come, which I'm like, okay, that works for me. I'm okay with that. Oh, well, you have a house to clean then. You have the house to clean, and you have to help make any food, and the girls got practices and everything else, so it'll be fun. But she told her, nope, you have to work. You have no school, so you have to help. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we've got that, which I love that on here. Oh my gosh, it really pulls that burgundy. That is absolutely gorgeous. It has a bit of a blue-green. It is a green. It isn't a dark teal, but it has a little bit of a gray tone to it when you wash the snowflakes over it, so... Okay, so I do see a spot that we need a little more glue. And every time I open and close this thing, see if we can get a little bit more in there. You never know until you start moving things around, and then you're like, oh, that is a little loose. So yeah, I think a little less tab, get it a little closer to it would have been nice. You know, there's little things you learn. It's a learning curve. So we are going to not get that far up. We're going to cut just shy of that dot. We're going to keep it straight, it looks like. If I can. That's the fun part. If I can. I think it's straight, and then I go to do it, and I'm like, oh, it's not as straight as it looks. There we go. I'm hoping. I could go all the way up, but I really don't think I want to go all the way up. No, I do want to see some of it. So we are gonna come up shy so that we can, you know, I have that little bit left over. That is actually gonna allow me, there we go. That cute little scallop piece, because I will use it somewhere else. So we'll put it down here, and then I'll cut cleanly across, so that way I'm not guessing and I don't have a uneven whatever going on. All right, so I'm going to assume that the other side is the same. So I can just go, come up shy. Yeah, okay. So we're just going to do this. Maybe I cut that show off. But I hope this project's been fun. I hope it's been just a little craft and chat with it Saturday morning. And, or your Sunday morning, depending when you get to this. I know it's Saturday morning. I released it, but that doesn't mean you have to watch it that day. And everybody's gonna get busier and busier. I'm very much aware. Just like I said, I'm not gonna get much done. We'll do some decorating and some fun. Use all the ephemera I cut. I mean, all the fussy cuts I cut out for this project, so we can get maybe another collaged large tag done, because we have these. We're using these guys as pockets, and these guys is, you know, tucked into the large tags. So we need to find different ways to decorate that to go with the smaller tags that go with it. And then we got to decide with that what I want on my front cover, all right? How I want to work that. So all that jazz. Let's see. Let's get this down where we think we want it. So I get some glue going. I'm going to do all the edges, and then when we cut it off, it should stay sealed. I cut right outside of it. I don't want to get too narrow, too much on the sides, because that will narrow my pocket. But right now, I actually don't have anything to go in the pocket. Oh no. Yes, there's a front and back. Even to eyelet trim, there is a front and back. There we go. I think that's a good spot. Stretch it out a little bit to make sure it... you can see the glue through it a little bit. There is definitely a thinner... I think it's a cotton eyelet. I just thought it was really pretty. I just like the flowers. I know, flowers in winter, but I don't know. Flowers, and they say what, snowflakes are just another flower, right? Just like leaves. Leaves and snowflakes are just more beautiful flowers, just for a different season. Okay, so let's try here. Across the bottom. And then, if I really want, then the only thing I didn't do, which I guess would be covering it, I didn't think about that. Whether I wanted the eyelet to cover the lace, or the lace to cover the eyelet. Shoot. I didn't quite think about that, did I? That's how I wanted to fix the edges, but we'll see. Let's see how I want to do the cover, and that may decide how I deal with the edges. I almost want to corner the top. Of course I do. I could do the bottom too, probably, but then I have to make sure it's glued down. So we'll see if we'll corner that or not. All right, so there we go. Almost ready to be sort of cute, but I don't think so. Nah, I don't see a good idea for that right now. Let's not get the paper in there. 1, 2, 3. But yeah, so hope you have a good weekend. I'm glad it's not raining this weekend, because we don't need that. We get to finish our competition one way or another, as a single day or a double. But either way, they gave it their all. They had all kinds of challenges with choreographs and prompts and props, and we had some challenges. So the fact that they have done as well as they have is an absolute credit to them, and how hard they've continued to work at this and try to perfect it, and never just saying, well, that's good enough. They've always gone back and they continue to work at it. So that is awesome. All right, there we go. So we have cute little pockets on the back. We've covered our tabbed in spine, right? We've made sure it's covered so it's hidden well enough. It's a no-sew. It's all glue, right? We've used double-sided tape. We've used our actual glitter glues and our fabric tacks. So yeah, that's we've made 2 pocket pages, and we have 6 journal card pages, right? all tapped in, and it actually works nicely. The tabs are pretty decent. They're a little white from there. Like, is that the tape there? No, it's not. It is that, but that's okay. It's for me. Now, if you really wanted to, yeah, you could have definitely inked or find a paper. You know, if you wanted to blend in, you could have used this, but then it would show. You know, you could tell it was tabbed in every time. When I was like, yeah, no, let's just ink it. That matches the back more. And we're all good to go, ladies and gentlemen. So there, we have some a fun little accordion journal. See, we put that kind of stuff in here. I don't think that one would fit. I have to cut it down anyway, but see, well, trim it down. It just about fits, actually. Isn't that cute? But there we go. But things like that. And a cute little accordion journal card journal. Cute and adorable for all of your little Happy Mail stocking stuffer friend journals. So, thank you all very much for coming and watching and crafting along with me. We will attempt to try to do some decorating. We'll do another set of these to add with 3 new tags. We'll do clustering and pockets and inking and words and, you know, decor on the next set. And we will see what fussy cuts I have and scraps I have, and we'll decorate the front of that. And then it'll be holiday season, and we will move on. Probably not until into December 1st. Will be the next one. So it'll be one next week, or one later this week. I guess it's Saturday, so I don't know how you want to put this. It's the end of the week, beginning of the next, however. But one today, and then for the weekend, and then we'll do Tuesday, and then it'll be the following Tuesday before we see another one. And we'll try to go strong in December as we're finishing up personal items and gifts, and just crafting to keep our sanity, right? And we'll go from there. So love you all very much. Thank you so much for coming along as we find crafty ways to use leftover ephemera. So love you all very much, and we'll talk real soon. Bye-bye.